Welcome back to this video, guys. In the last video we installed Fastlane in our Android project, and in this one we're going to start working on our fast file. Before we get to that, let's go ahead and navigate into our project directory. You can go, there's a directory here called Fastlane. We can click on that, and we want to open up our fast file in something like Sublime Text, for example. So what we want to do is we want to use Slack to notify a channel or person when we've performed a certain action in Fastlane. So say, for example, we've completed an upload to the Google Play Store. We want Fastlane to spit out a message saying, hey, new build uploaded to the Play Store, congrats, or whatever. How can we do that? So we can do that with what's called a webhook. And a webhook is pretty much just a notification when something happens. So say something happens in Fastlane, immediately notify me in Slack. And that's a webhook, easy as pie. But before we get to webhooks, let's go ahead and clean some of this stuff up so we don't need all of this. And we want to prepare our Slack integration with Fastlane. So we can say before all. Okay, so what we want to go ahead and do is set up our Slack environment variable. So we would say env and say our Slack URL is equal to whatever this would be a webhook. So our webhook would go in there. Okay, our webhook is essentially the Slack URL used to be able to post things to different channels or groups or send yourself a message. That means, since this is a before all, so here we can say after all, after everything's done, do, and it's going to take a lane, and this block, I should say this block, it would only be executed so it's only called if the executed lane was successful. It only gets called on success. And in this block, what do we want to do? We want to essentially use the Slack action. So it says Slack, and we want to post a message. So we can say message colon successfully deployed new app. So that's if we succeed, but what if the build fails? If it does, then what we want to do here is say error do we can pass in a lane and an exception, and we also want to use the Slack action here, and we would be posting a message as well. So here we can say message, and we can get us the exception and whatever message we got from the exception, and set success to false. Okay, great. Can't forget to end our blocks. So all we would need at this point is this webhook, which we can generate from Slack. So what we need to do is go to this URL and click incoming webhook integration. And so this, I just created a playground workspace here. You can pick a channel in here, for example yourself or one of these general channels, and Slack can create a webhook integration. So Slack would be able to talk to that channel. So all we need to do is copy this webhook and paste that in here. And just like that, whenever a block a fast lane, so essentially whenever a lane gets executed, we would be able to see this message in Slack. So let's go ahead and test that out. Let's go back to our terminal. In our terminal, what we want to go ahead and type is Fastlane Android, and the name of our lane is called deploy. Let's take that out. I forgot a comma in here. So we were missing an end here. Now that we've added that, we should be able to run Fastlane Android deploy, and when that succeeds, it should post a notification to our Slack channel based off of our webhook. If we open up Slack here, So as you can see here, it says an incoming webhook has been added. Once our Fastlane succeeds, we should be able to see a message posted in here. So let's go ahead and run Fastlane Android deploy. It's going to run the task griddle clean assemble release. And now in our Slack channel, as you can see, pretty cool, successfully deployed our new app. It tells us our branch, our git commit hash, and the author. Pretty freaking cool. So happy with this. That's how you would essentially integrate Slack into Fastlane. I hope you learned something. If you found this interesting, go ahead and like the video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. I'm really trying to grow, and every single like or comment really does help the channel. Thank you.